Did you know that millions of Americans are overpaying their mortgages? And not by a little, by tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's right, and it's all in interest payments. The fact is, most Americans could be living the lives they've always dreamed of if they weren't spending the majority of their adult lives paying for the lives their lenders dreamed of. In this video, we're going to show you how overpaying your mortgage is robbing you of the future you could have, and what you can do to stop paying for somebody else's dream and start turning your financial dreams into reality. So let's get started. Meet Mike and Mary Adams. The Adams own their own home, and they're in a pretty typical mortgage situation for millions of homeowners across the U.S. Your individual mortgage details may differ from this example, but the financial principles remain the same. Mike and Mary have a 30-year mortgage for $200,000 at a 4.5% interest rate and a monthly payment of just over $1,000 per month. Mike feels that they're pretty lucky to get a 4.5% interest rate. I mean, that's a great deal, isn't it? Well, to answer that, let's take a closer look at that 4.5% interest rate. How much of the Adams payment every month is going toward interest, and how much is going toward principal? By the end of the first year, they've paid their lender more than $12,000. Of that, nearly $9,000 went toward interest. That means that over 73% of the money Mike and Mary paid their lender in year one went toward nothing but interest. And in year two, it doesn't look much better. Once again, Mike and Mary paid their lender over $12,000, and of that, nearly $8,700 went toward interest. That means that in year two, over 72% of the Adams money went toward nothing but interest. Now, let's fast forward to year 20. By year 20, Mike and Mary have paid over $243,000, but they still owe their lender over $97,000 in principal on their loan. That means that after paying all that money, the Adams still owe almost half the original amount they borrowed. And by year 30, the amount Mike and Mary have paid their lender totals almost $365,000, of which nearly $165,000 went toward paying nothing but interest. That means they've paid their lender over 82% of the amount they originally borrowed, just in interest payments. That's 82%. Quite a far cry from the warm and fuzzy feeling the Adams had when they heard they got a 4.5% loan. Homeowners like Mike and Mary from all over the nation spend their lives making interest payments to the banks and wonder why they never get ahead. But guess what? It doesn't have to be this way anymore. What would you say if somebody told you that there's a simple online banking solution helping homeowners like you put an average of 18 years or more worth of mortgage payments back in their own pocket? How excited do you think people like Mike and Mary would be if instead of having to pay back over $164,000 in interest payments, they could pay less than $63,000, the same amount of interest they would pay if they had just a 1.9% fixed rate on their mortgage? That's nearly $102,000 in interest payments they would save, and their house is paid off free and clear in just 12 years versus 30. Thanks to an online banking solution called the Worth account, Mike and Mary would be done making mortgage payments in just 12 years. What could you do with over 18 years of mortgage payments you no longer had to pay the bank? Just imagine the possibilities. And you don't have to refinance. You don't have to change banks. You don't have to increase your minimum monthly payment. And you don't have to modify your mortgage or change your mortgage terms in any way. Just imagine the freedom you would have if you no longer had to make mortgage payments to anyone. Don't waste another minute. Watch the corresponding overview video right now and get a thorough look at how the Worth account works. And for more information, and a free report that shows you exactly how much time and money this amazing financial solution can save you, be sure to get back to the person that referred you to this video right now. The only thing you have to lose is years off your debt.